today. Mudar is a very well-known columnist, economic as well as corporate analysis. This one, and of course, nowadays he's more into one of the top-notch PR guys in the corporate world, and having a clutch of companies in his PR portfolio. One of the man of words who weaves words, as tellingly as anybody I've known. And he lives in Calcutta. Besides, of course, his social interventions in Calcutta also are making a lot of a difference. Yes, Mudarji.
So I think you are the PR consultant, and you've given me such a great, lift. And I think you are an inborn PR consultant. I think so. I'll tell you what I liked about the book.
True hallmark of a PR person. Yeah. Okay.
So I've been on the receiving end, and I've loved it. And I think I'll tell you what I like about the book. I think it's a book that's relevant to all of us. Not only from a reader perspective. Most people will see themselves as readers. I think it would be a waste of an opportunity if we didn't see ourselves as writers of a book like this. Most people think that books have to be written from weighty perspectives. They have to talk about highfalutin stuff. What you've done is you virtually busted that myth. And you've made a very simple book about, I'm not saying everyday occurrences, but largely everyday occurrences. People who are common, you meet in everyday life. I think in some ways this book has helped sharpen my perspective that there's a hero in every one of us. There's a hero everywhere around us. Otherwise, we generally seek heroes in the headlines. You've said it's actually in the fine print. In some ways, we see heroes as people who are above 30, 40, 50. You have seen and identified heroes who are less than 10 years old. So in some ways, it's an amazing exercise in widening our own, from a 16 perspective of life, you've actually taken us to a 70 perspective by saying that a hero is probably anywhere, anyhow, in any form. And I think that's in a lot of ways a very humbling education, because we have stereotyped our mind into believing that heroes can only be of a certain kind. I'll tell you I've read the chapter on Shyam. I think, these memories of some of the characters that you've woven will remain, because it's precisely because this heroship is achievable. It's not, it's not about the 175 that Kapil hit at Tunbridge Wells. I won't be able to do it. But Shyam, now next time I see some kid like that, I'll make a mental note and I'll do something better than what you've done. I'll take down the kid's number. I'll take down the kid's address. I think there are a number of heroes, and I think it's, I'll tell you, this is something that comes to mind now. It's not necessarily a celebration of their lives. It's a celebration of your life as well. I think it's a more fulfilling existence for someone to see a hero in everyone. And I think it works both ways. The one part of the book that I quite resonated with was the place where you spoke very well about the suicidal tendency. I'll be very honest, it happens to all of us. There's no Tendulkar alive who can say that, boss, I've never felt this way. Even, in fact, I know even Tendulkar felt terrible when he had the elbows thing and his wife counseled him. So I think there were two things that I learned from that Kapil chapter. One, it can happen to any one of us. Most of us go through it and, sometimes don't acknowledge or don't talk. You've written about it. And I felt very relieved after hearing this, because I felt otherwise that my occasional suicidal and, feeling of worthlessness was very isolated within me. I now feel that virtually everybody possibly may be going through the same, number one. And the second part was, it took so little to turn you around. It took so little for the celebrity to turn you around. And I think this is something that I would send to all celebrities, that if this is the little that it can take you. I mean, what did Kapil do eventually? He took a selfie with you and he used the camera. I love the man. I've been fortunate to know him at a personal level and at a professional level. I think he is, in a lot of ways, he doesn't look like the boy next door, but in spirit, he is actually the boy next door. And I think this is quite something remarkable. I often come across pompous asses, masquerading as celebrities. And I think I would like to read them this Kapil segment of the Kapil chapter. And, it took so little for him to turn you around. And I think this is the power of what a true celebrity actually holds in his or her hand, the capacity to make the world a better place, and how very few of them actually exercise that license. I love that chapter, and I'm probably even going to show it to my wife to ask her to do it. I thought I haven't yet completed the book, so it'll grow on me as I keep going through it. I would say that by selecting a subject as commonplace as the one you have, you made it a very uncommon book. And thank you very much for it.
Thank you so much. And if you happen to meet Kapil, you show this chapter to him.
I'll take a picture and send it to him on the WhatsApp tonight.
No more coming to the golf club where I met him. And in any case, I'm more or less through with golf because of back pain problems. Okay. And that takes me to my golf partner, Mr. Gauri